kindergartners, do you remember when we did the stages of an apple tree and we made our paper into one long skitty one? We're going to do something similar to that today, but we're going to have more stages for the pumpkin. So the first thing I want you to do is take your piece of paper, and you might need some help with this. So if you need some help, it's okay. Just ask a helper to help you. You're going to fold your paper in half this way, and I call that hamburger style. Nope, never mind. I call that hot dog style. I don't know why I just hamburger. That's hot dog. And then you're going to fold it this way. That would be considered hamburger style. And then you're going to fold it one more time. It's kind of like what we did last time, but last time we did it in the middle. This time we're not going to cut it. We're going to leave that. So when you get done, you should have a pretty square with your paper. But then we're going to open it back up again. Now I have it like this. The next thing I want you to do is take your pencil, and I am going to use a pencil for this because I don't want to make a mistake. If I make a mistake, I want to be able to erase it, and this is kind of a tricky thing to do. So you're going to take your pencil, and you're going to draw over that little tiny line that you see folded. So Mrs. Ernest is going to do her very, very best to follow that line. Oh, I'm doing a pretty good job. Oh, I went off a little bit, but that's okay. And then I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to draw on this folded part too. So I'm going to start up here, go all the way down. All the way down. Nice job, kindergartners. I hope you're doing this with me. I'm going to make it straight as I can. It might not be perfect, but that's okay. I'm still going to do my best, and that's all that matters, is that I try my really hardest. Okay, so do we have it? Now we're going to put a different part of our pumpkin story in each one of these boxes. Does that sound like a good idea? I think so too. Actually, if you look at it, I think I'm going to turn it this way. Is that okay, kindergartners? And we're going to make the top our title and our name. So right here, we are going to put the word pumpkin. I'll go ahead and switch to the pen now because I think I can do that without making a mistake. Here we go. Pumpkin. P-U, P, and then pump, that's that K, I-I-N, pumpkin. Good job. And over here, we're going to write our name. So Mrs. Ernest is going to write a very, very nice job. Actually, before you write your name, you want to put up here the word by, E-Y, and this is called a colon. It's two little dots, and that'll tell you who did this paper. So I'm going to write my name. You write your name. Do not write mine because it's my name. But I'm going to write my name, and I get a capital letter because I'm an important person. That happens to be my title, Mrs., and I still get another capital letter for my name, Ernest. But I'm going to go ahead and write my name, my first and last name. Now I'm ready to get started. What does a pumpkin start out like? Do you know what a pumpkin starts out like? Hey, just like our apple tree, it starts as a seed. So I'm going to make my dark little seed here, and then I'm going to draw my line above it. There's my seed. Remember, like we did with the apple tree, I'm just going to do my dirt a little bit lighter than my seed so I can still see it. What was that called? It's called a seed. So I'm going to write up here seed, S-E-E-D. You can label it if you'd like, and if you'd rather not label it, that's okay. That's up to you. The next thing that happens from our seed, I'm going to make my dirt again. Here's my seed. I'm going to color it in because that seed is going to stay there the whole time, and so is my dirt. But now I'm going to take my green crayon, and out of that seed comes something really cool. Pumpkins grow on vines. And so the vine can go this way. It also will have some roots in there too. So we're going to have the roots. And the roots are probably brown. If you want to make them dark brown, you can. And then on the vine, there's going to be big leaves. Pumpkins have giant leaves. So go ahead and color in those leaves. I'm going to make them kind of light because there's something that's going to grow on that vine too that's going to be a little bit darker. All right, so how does my vine look? Pretty good. Up here, I'm going to write the word vine. So I remember what comes next. That's that letter V-I-N-E. Vine. So I have a seed, and then I have a vine. Well, guess what? Something else comes. We still are going to have the seed there. We're still going to have that soil underneath the ground, or part of the ground. That seed is still going to have roots. I'm going to have those roots come out. This time I made them brown like I should have the first time. It's still going to have that same vine. The only difference is now the vine is going to be a little bit longer, and it's still going to have those leaves. See my leaves? But there's something else. There's another thing on this vine. Does anyone know what it is? It's the same thing that was this step on the apple tree. Does anyone know? It's going to have something yellow. It's going to have big flowers. And the flowers on this pumpkin vine are going to be big yellow flowers. And just like I told you with the apple tree, every blossom is going to turn into not an apple. It's going to turn into a pumpkin. How does that look? All right, so now I'm going to write flower up here because it's going to be yellow flowers. Last time we wrote blossom, so this time we'll write flower. They're both the same thing. F-L-O-W, that ow sound, and then but remember we have an E before the R. So then we have flower. So we have seed, vine, flower. Do we have one flower or more than one? I better add an S because we definitely have more than one. Okay, are we do the next one? We're going to make more soil or dirt. We're going to make those roots coming out. He still has roots, probably a few more. So go ahead and add a few more than you did last time and the time before that. Still, this dirt is covering it. Remember to color it lightly so we can see that seed. And then we're still going to have our vine. But my vine is actually probably going to be about the same this time because now the plant isn't growing more vines. Now it's growing more items. So instead of flowers this time, I see my leaves. I almost forgot. Make those leaves not too dark. You still have to make those leaves kind of light. See how I'm doing that? The first thing that happens is there's going to be green pumpkins growing where those flowers were. Okay, so I'm going to take my crayon. I did it really for the leaves, but my pumpkin is going to be a super dark green when it starts, and it's little. So I'm going to make some little pumpkins, and I'm going to try to do it where every flower was. So I had 2 flowers there. There's a flower. There was a flower there. Here was a flower. Here was a flower. Here was one. And here was one. All right. So now I don't have flowers anymore. The flower melted away, died away, withered away, whatever you want to say. And green pumpkins started to grow where the flowers were. That's interesting. But let's go ahead and write green pumpkins. Did you know that pumpkins started out green? To spell the word green, it's G-R-E-E-N. And we're going to write pumpkins again. You can copy it right up here if you needed to. P-U-M-P-K-I-N. Definitely more than one. So I'm going to put an S on the end of it. Pumpkin. Good job, kindergartners. All right, let's go back. And this time, I think we will do that. We're going to go ahead and have our soil again. Don't go over here because we're not going to put soil there. We're going to do something different. We're going to have our seed here. There's our roots. Got to make that vine again, remember? Did you know that after the pumpkin is full grown, it's still going to have those green leaves? So make sure you make those green leaves. We're going to make some big green leaves. However, those pumpkins got bigger and bigger and bigger. And after they get bigger, the leaves start to fade away and the pumpkins turn orange. Have you ever gotten a pumpkin that's been orange with a little bit of green on it? Because it wasn't quite done turning orange. You probably could have left it on the vine a little bit longer. Eventually, all those leaves are going to wither away, and the only thing that's going to be left are pumpkins, and all of these are going to be gone. I bet you've seen that at a pumpkin patch. Do you ever wonder why you see a whole bunch of pumpkins and not all the vines? Because at the beginning, we can only see the vine and the leaves. At the end, we can really only see the pumpkins because the green part dies away. Good job, kindergartners. All right, the next thing, right on their orange pumpkins because they do turn orange. Orange is spelled O-R-A-N-G-E. Pumpkins, the same way, P-U-M-P-K-I-N-S. Now, this is what we're going to do in this last one. I bet once a year, you're going to go to pumpkin patch. You're going to go to a roadside stand or maybe at Aldi or the grocery store. I don't know. And you're going to buy yourself a pumpkin. So we're going to go ahead and make our pumpkin now. So I'm going to make a big pumpkin like that on that side. I'm going to make it this side. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and make the ribs of my pumpkin. We've already talked about that. I'm going to make the ribs. Do you see my ribs going around like that? That looks good. I'm going to give mine a green stem. I actually try to pick pumpkins with green stems, not brown stems. I'm going to color this in. And you have two choices. You may either leave yours a pumpkin if you like to leave yours a pumpkin, or you can do something different. If you decide to leave yours a pumpkin and not carve it, you could just write pumpkins in the box. If you decide to do what I'm going to pretend like my pumpkin is going to turn into a jack-o'-lantern. So I'm going to take my black crayon now. Remember, I still have this broken one. It works just fine. And I'm going to make 2 triangle eyes for my jack-o'-lantern. Here's another triangle eye for my jack-o'-lantern. I'm going to make a square nose, I think. That looks kind of funny, but I like it. And I'm going to make a giant smile for my jack-o'-lantern. And now we can pick a pumpkin, bring it home, carve it, and make it into a lantern. I'm going to let you go ahead and write jack-o'-lantern up here if you'd like. It's J-A-C-K. That's spelled Jack, just like Sam's brother. O. You need that little dash like we do when we write our numbers, and then an O, and then lantern. L-A-N-T-E-R-N. The jack-o'-lantern. And we have our whole stages of a pumpkin. Starts at a seed way in the springtime, grows to a vine, has flowers. It's green pumpkins at first, then become orange, and we pick them to make our jack-o'-lantern. All right, kindergartners, if you need to pause there to finish up, no problem. Bye.